Tonight we are going to start with the sale items. We have the bus, 3 outboard motors.
I'm sure I'll have to deal with that.
Every type of dolly, type of moving tires. Look at that brand new tire on there.
As well as a nice dolly.
I only got 1. Oh, 11. Good, 11 lights. Very nice. Cool.
All kinds of stuff.
That's where I work usually.
That is not for sale.
That's his
nice
house.
shot. Nice shot of it.
Here you can see some of my landscaping.
Oh, and down there, that gray car's got to go. $250.
$250. That's it. There's a backhoe to the right. Out of view. And I'm going up to the top of that thing.
Working in the mines. He planted all those willows. There's a Kubota tractor.
That's what's for sale.
It works. But also the 420's going.
I have no idea how much. And then this is inside of the barn. There's one of the outboard motors right there. Perfect.
There's a 1 engine, 2 engines, 3 engines for outboard motors. 115 horsepower. There's 2 of them.
Those 2 on the racks are 115 horsepower. The other was 2.7 liters. There's the bus.
$5,000.
$5,000 for that bus. Now, for example, here, check what he has in the drawers here. Oh, I wish I wasn't smoking.
In the Wonder Lodge Bluebird.
There's the bus. You can see there's the diesel. I've been working on that. She's ready to fire up. The Wonder Lodge.
She works, she runs, and tires are brand new.
They have like this thick a tread.
So here's the view. What interesting is up there? I've been up there.
How do
I went
I?
up to a little tent.
Okay.
But it's not his property.
Feature not available. Oh, this isn't good.
Damn. Here we have.
Okay, let's see what else we got, folks. We'll go to the next one.
A lot of work.
I guess I just click right out of there. Bam. And tonight we'll be going live. That's the testing stream. That's what we're on. Oh, let's see what happens when we click on that.
That's what we're on. Oh, let's see what happens when we.
Oh, wow. We're in a twilight zone, folks.
Click on that. That's what we're on. Oh, let's see what happens when we.
The next dimension.
Oh, wow. We're in a twilight zone, folks. Click on that. That's what we're on. Oh, let's see what happens when we. The next dimension.
I better get out of this.
Wow,
that was cool.
Twilight zone, folks.
Damn.
That's what we're on. Oh, let's see what happens.
Okay, enough of that. Sorry, folks. Well, what else do we have to get into? I just did put up some videos, so let's go over those. I like this. We'll see how this turns out, this live stream. And, okay, the first one is when, I wanted to go over this story.
It's Mark, everyone. Harley's dad.
This so reminded me of going from the airport to the holding cell. And they had this Turkish dude, my same age. I'm 25, 26 years old. And he was heavily addicted to heroin and was shooting it. Well, he found in the toilets where the Nigerians that had come from the airport had evacuated them. So he took them right out, and he was passing me some. And at that point, I was smoking it, and just I wasn't really into it, and was just trying to figure out how the hell to escape at that point. There's the outside wall. When I talked before about escaping, we got out of our compound. There's about a 7-foot wall. So the 3 of us are able to get over there with our leg chains on. And we walk down the corridor that they'll show so nicely. And let me advance this. And there he's walking into the place. Okay, it's just looping on me. So, the good picture was of... Not there, not there. I erased it. I've been having trouble with my videos going upside down. All the content I had gained today was not working for me. So tonight's going to be very special. It'll be the notes I have, which are starting with Chicago in '85, when I got married and went into the Marines. She was a Navy brat, meaning that her family was in the Navy. She was a child growing up in it, and her and I were dating. So we decided to get married, to stay together, living together. Which, going 2 years into it, I regret, and I'll get into that. So I go into when her and I get married and we're in Chicago. I'm going into the basic training. I have to fly from Chicago to LA. And her and I are together that last night, and there's a little story where I'm running through, where we're driving through Chicago, and we throw something out the window. And I'll get into that in the story. Here are my notes. I'll be following the notes very closely. So, it goes in the Marine Corps and my training. I had Humvee training in Lugini Beach and survival training and just different things that the sergeant that I was blessed with having put me through. He was the Pepsi skateboard champion, just the man that could do everything. He could fly the helicopters, and he was enlisted. The CO and XO would listen to him. They'd do what he said. They'd take his orders. He is the baddest cat in town. That's all I'm going to say about him, because our MOS was S2, and that would brief pilots on where they were going, things to this effect. Our favorite office was S3. That's logistics, so we'd get the glow sticks and all the things from Zim. I remember Zim, Brett, if you're listening. My sergeant was like, yeah, I don't have Facebook, or I don't have YouTube, but I'll go get it and subscribe if it'll help. That's when I was at 50 subscribers in the first 8 days. Since then, we don't need help. I mean, I'd like as many as possible, but it's about telling the story, so a thumbs up is way more encouraging, and I'll try to get this content sorted out. So we're going to go from there to me going on the 3-month float and coming back. My wife thinking I'm going to be gone for 3 months. I come back after 2 weeks, and how that went. Then we'll move on to Chicago in 1989, and my best friend Jigs and his twin brother Rex, that were from Sierra Leone, Africa, and had an English accent in a beautiful apartment. And then Adrian married and had a kid and was totally settled down. And then Jigs, my best friend, was single and would go to Mr. Lucky's and play pool and just spend money like it was water. The money was flowing like water. A little Black Rosebud reference there. Hopefully you're watching Black. I'd like to collaborate with him. You'll see I have him posted. He's my news feed. And the gentleman was broadcasting the same news for the past 8 years. Only he kept getting demonetized and thrown off his channel. So he is actually just ahead of me in subscribers. But in the past, he's been past 20,000. He's a legend. But Black Rosebud, comedian, soon to be on Rogan, and just shout out there. Okay, so Mr. Lucky's, I was robbed in Chicago. I'll go over that. And then the flying motorcycles we'll cover. And then we will go on to, the nightmare. That's where we get into the first trip where I went to Singapore. Well, my brother joined me for 2 weeks. And for myself, that trip lasted at least 3 weeks, including the love of my life, Denny. Trip to Malaysia and this palm thatched hut. that had a rebel flag, and the best interaction with people from other countries I had had. It was a real eye opener. So we'll go from the Singapore trip. The second trip was Philippines and the guest house with Tommy, this Filipino that spoke Tagalog. And that was a 2 week adventure where I was out of money and had to pawn things, but would still have my Pizza Hut pizza there in Philippines. It was when Mount Pinatubo erupted, no less. I got held up at gunpoint there, and I'll have to add that to the list. How can I forget getting held up at gunpoint in the Philippines? Gunpoint robbery. I'd go to this karaoke lounge. Let me write that too, karaoke. And to be honest, I would drink. There was some alcohol involved, not too much because I was on my own there. But anyhow, tonight we will be going from there to the third trip was to Bangkok, Thailand, and we'll cover that in depth. So I can't get out of this mode. I'll go into the content I just sent out, and this is what it's going to look like tonight. So this is going to go up. It is Happy Tuesday. It's Happy Friday. And, that Freddie Jones song. When the dude made that, I was around. Tuesday morning. Freddie Jones is on the line. Anyhow, going from the last video, what I was saying about I still have plans to get Harley back. Grok 3 was like, yeah, bring him down to Starbase. Oh, that's a whole nother thing. The way my life has been unfolding, I'm used to being broke. Obviously, I can't even afford a camera to make this a little more professional for you, and I apologize. This last week I was able to work with the sun shining, and oh my, and I'm putting this up just because I have so many followers, really. I would normally wait till I had equipment to be more professional, but if you folks are willing to, if the story is good enough, the way it's being presented, I appreciate you bearing with me. It will get better. So I've been able to work this last week thanks to the weather. And where I'm working, I never appreciated. It was back-breaking labor, cutting trees, splitting them, making cords, and manual labor. I worked like a dog. Well, now Zach's going to sell the barn, and he's going to give me half of that. So this channel is going to turn into a cross-country trip in the bus, maybe, with me driving across country and filming it. There's a gentleman I follow in Australia that's in his, I thought it was a boat, but it's I guess a camper. I've never stayed long enough. He does a morning stream with music and surfing. So I'll do it with traveling and adventures because I seem to always get myself into an adventure. Okay, let's continue this. We'll get some lawyers and we'll get the kid back. So now I have the dream of getting Harley back. And I'm building it on selling that barn with Zach. And what I'll do is I'll make a short insert Zach here. Bam. I'll get this up tonight. We're going live on... Here, let's get Zach in here. Here's Zach, folks. Oh, come on. Where you at, Zach? There he is. Nope. Oh, that's a good one, though. Hold on, where'd that go? Let's see how this turns out. I've done that. Okay, sorry, guys. Zach, where are you at, Zach? Please, I didn't take it down. I've been having these upside down issues. There he is. This is Zach.
10 subscribers.
That's him on the right. Oh, come on, Marky. Nope, not the one. Tabanakis. Si, mon chien. There we are.
10 subscribers, exactly.
So that's Zach on the right. I'll shut up. Look at the fire we got going. Here, I'll advance this. And a little more. There we go. Here, I'll Where's me in the fire? There I am. I have my gloves on. Come on, Mark. There we go. I had a pit down on the other side, so I was just knocking them into the base that I already have. As you can see, the wood around the front. It's the same thing around the side, so I was putting the hot coals into there. And here comes Zach rolling up. And you can see the barn just on the other side. That's all going to be happening. What do you think, folks? I'm excited. So yeah, tonight, 11:30, and let's get out of here. Let's go back to this, and bam.
11:15 p.m. Eastern, just because of the available time slot. I have like 12% in India and 7% in Vietnam. So whatever to them. So the Tods wouldn't sell me any good drugs. And so Tom was like, we're going to do this. We're going to escape. We checked out this one section.
Okay, that's good. Let me go over this for a second. When we walked in there, and I have a video I just put up, how you go from a local jail where I keep trying to remember this Turkish gentleman's name. He's my good friend, too. Not Mustafa. Anyhow. Luckily, I was with him. And I was in a daze because I was doing that there. For instance, it's $4,000 to buy a kilo up in the Golden Triangle. And then it's $400,000 when you get it to the United States. So beyond that, here I'm talking about the desperation. I was ready to off myself. And Tom spoke Thai, so he was able to tell the Thais and organize. We had money between the three of us, between the gold we had and Billy had. And Tom speaking the language, we had our own little thing going. It was still too crowded, and we wanted to get out of there. We were out of there within a week. Normally, people are going to spend a few months there. So here, let me tell the rest of that story, and then I'm going to end it, and we're going to go live tonight. I need 500 people to last 2 hours so we can get some hours, if you care at all about the channel. I just care you're listening, and thank you for the nice comments. Here we go.
Where we could get to the wall and we practiced where I could lift Billy and then him in my hands and adrenaline's pumping. We're escaping from prison. There's people with rifles on all the guard towers, and we go for it on that day. And
with my gimp leg and everything.
So the plan with me, I get Billy hooks it, and then we get Tom up, and boom, we're over.
And we practiced all that.
We go to the section that when we'd go to the hospital, we'd look at this other building, and there's a diagram I'll put up, and you can see it's Lajau Prison, Klong Prem Central Prison, Lajau. It's Bangkok, Thailand. And
so this was Bombat, and we jumped a 7-foot fence to get out of there.
Having a celebration. There was all these fucking Thais there.
Pardon my language.
And we were going to go for it. We went to the fucking gate, and being foreigners, they didn't fucking expect us.
Oh, Mark. Yeah.
And there were guards. So anyhow, we turned around. That was a bad idea. We were hoping we could get through and slide around. So they couldn't leave their gate. We came back. We jumped back over where they were praying. The Muslims, the Nigerians, got back over the fence, but they knew that we were gone, and we dumped all of our ropes, our sand, our shit, and went and prayed on the other side. And we didn't know what the Nigerians were going to do, or the Ghanaians, and they were cool. They didn't even say or do nothing. They didn't, like we weren't there. And then the guards came and got us and beat us, and then they wanted us to sign a,
confession.
We signed a paper, and Tom was like, just put under duress. And so a part of our statement was, I'm signing this under duress. And the next week, not even, 3 days later, we were in Lajau, where the main was at, where the French, German, English, Spanish, there were all these palm thatched huts, beautiful flowers without a smell. Goes along with the theme, like it was a place that looked beautiful, but just like the orchids on the trees, There was no, I was in prison, well, but it was better than where we were at. And Tom manifested that through.
Tom was an amazing artist. And I'll get into that tonight. I'm going to end this, see how it went. The big show's tonight, 11:15. Let's finish the story and I'm out.
Through the 5 principles, or the 5 elements of magic, I learned about India and levitating, and when I'd go through the checkpoints, I'd do this alpha thinking. When I met this...
We're getting into a lot of stories. The love of my life. We have that in the notes. So come back tonight. I'm ending this. And Harley's dad out. Go Curb Yarns.